Rocky. She heard me. Tiny. Okay, I'm gonna get totally sidetracked by the dogs. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't worry. If you have to get up and go, don't worry. Okay. All right, babe. Let's mute her. Well, we got it. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. We're very glad to be with you doing yoga again today. We've had a special request to work on some hip stuff this morning, so we're going to dive into that. And just bringing a little bit of Ayurvedic awareness to the hip area. It is one of the home sites of Vata Dosha. It's also considered, our pelvic area is the seat of our reproductive organs. It's the seat of the bladder and the end part of our digestive system. So it's also considered part of our water element area in the body. And because of that, it's an area that we tend to store a lot of unprocessed emotions. Emotions are also linked with water. So when we get emotional and we don't process, they can get kind of tight and into the hips. And then on top of that, we get some Vata aggravation, and it further brings the cold, dry, rough, and excess mobile qualities into this area. So let's go ahead and get started just by finding a comfortable seat, lengthening your spine, and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths as you settle into this space. And as always, I'm just asking that we make a conscious transition into this time together. I know that things will arise for us during our practice, and if we have to shift our attention, that's totally fine. But take a moment to consciously move your energy from whatever you were doing prior to this into this yoga space, into this time for you. And do that with a couple deep breaths. You can do that by stating your name and setting an intention. Just bringing a little bit of awareness to this transition. I'm going to take another deep breath in. This time as you exhale, let your hands come to the crown of the head and just over your belly button. And we'll take one more breath here. And from here, let your right hand come down over the heart and take another deep breath in. Long breath out. And go ahead and reach around the back and put your hand either over your sacrum or reach down just a little bit as if you could cup or hold your tailbone, the coccyx, and take another deep breath. Good. And then go ahead and bring your hands together in front of your heart. That's just a little marma sequence that we can do at the beginning of any new activity to help ground and settle the three dosha, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, inviting them back to their home site in the digestive system. We'll share the sound Om just one time and allowing that sound to originate from deep down inside your belly and find its way up and out, allowing us all to harmonize through this wonderful substance called sound. Inviting a deep breath in. Let a nice big smile find its way to your face. Rub your hands together vigorously. Create some heat in the palms. And then cup your palms over the eyes. Gently let the eyes open and take 3 deep breaths, almost as if you could breathe in and out through the eyeball socket. Good. From here, gently start to pull the hands out away from the face and just gaze into your palms as you slowly extend the arms out in front of you. Knowing that all of your lifetimes are held in the palms of your hands. And depending on which palm reader you go to, usually the left hand holds your present life and the right hand holds your past life. Good. From here, sit up nice and tall. Extend your arms out in front of you and stretch your fingers as wide as you can. Good. And then give them a good squeeze. Stretch and squeeze. Do your best to stretch that little webbing in between the fingers. Good. And then bring the base of the wrists together, and we're just going to flip them in and out. You can tuck the thumbs in or not. That's up to you. I'm just warming up the wrists a little bit. Good. And then reverse. Go the opposite direction. We try to move the joints at least 5 times in each direction. All right, great. Now, the arms extended out in front of you, little brain warm up. Go ahead and touch the top of your shoulders with the opposite hand. Yeah, activating the right and left brain, getting some good communication. All right, one more time, and then bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, big circles with the elbows. Opening up the collarbone, stretching across the front of the chest, almost like you're trying to stretch the webbing, all that intercostal muscles in between the ribs. One more time, and then flip and touch your elbows out in front of the nose. Big circles, don't lose your breath. One more time. Good, and then from here, just let the arms swing down and all the way up. Good, reach up through your fingertips. And then exhale your left hand down to the side. Hand is down on the floor. You can bend your elbow so it kind of comes into your side waist, and then reach up and over and stretch the right side of the body. Good. Inhale up. Exhale the right hand down, letting the elbow bend into your waist, and then reach up and over, stretching the left side. So just feel into, since we're going to work into the hips, which side already feels a little bit more tight for you. And just keep that in mind as we move through our practice. All right, inhale both hands up. Exhale the fingertips down and back behind you. Great. Okay, we're going to save our pranayama for the end of class, so let's go ahead and move into child's pose. And this morning, let's start in our hands and knees. Place the tops of your feet down, bring the big toes together, and take the knees just a little bit wider than your hip bones. And then set the hips back on the heels. Walk your hands out just a little bit more and bring your forehead to the floor. Good. We'll take 3 breaths here and just notice how you're feeling in the hips. How the breath is moving. Is there any tightness in your breath? Okay, so one thing I want to incorporate here, if you have a block, or you can even just roll up your mat a little bit. I'll do that just in case nobody has a block. So I'm going to take my mat and I'm going to roll it up almost halfway. Nice and tight. That foam roller will work well, I think, Colette. All right, so the idea here is to stretch the back of the triceps. There you go. So what you want to do is set your elbows down, and then it's kind of like a little walk forward. Set your hips back, see if that's the right place. Maybe you need to come a little bit forward. But we want to rest in child's pose in a way that we can bring the forehead to the floor, but get some stretching to the back of the triceps. So this reverse prayer hand position. This isn't quite high enough for me. A block works better. The foam roller is optimal. But just getting a nice little stretch there and really allowing the cervical spine to surrender and relax. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Child's pose can be quite heating, especially if you already have a lot of pitta building in the small intestine. So be mindful as we move through practice today to keep your stances and your postures with wide legs. That will allow heat to escape the body. All right, stretch your arms back out in front of you. Come up onto the fingertips so the elbows are high, arms are extended. And then inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Good. Go ahead and bring the knees a little bit closer together and turn your toes under and bring the feet really tight together. Bring your ankles together. And we're just going to, almost like we're going into child's pose again, send the hips back to the heels. We're going to stretch the bottoms of the feet as we walk up. And be really mindful in your knees. If it hurts to sit all the way up, Then just play with lifting the knees up and away from the mat a few times, and you really want to feel this nice stretch in the lower part of your calf muscle. And just play with that for a second, see how that feels. Maybe come up onto the knees and really stretch the bottoms of the feet. It can be quite intense, so make sure you can maintain a steady breath. Good. All right, and then come back onto your hands and knees. Release the feet, and we'll just turn the ankles a few times, 5 times. Good, and then go the opposite direction. I'll slow down. I think I might be moving too fast. Okay. Back on our hands and knees. Extend your right leg back behind you. Good, and just bring the heel to your glute. Just flex and extend your hamstring 5 times. We're still warming up our joints. And then from here, bring your knee down. We're going to kick it out behind us and then open and swing the knee up and over. So reach back with the foot, swing the knee up and over. Yeah, you got it. Kick back, up and over. 2 more times. Sorry, plant. Okay, gently set your knee down. Extend your left foot back behind you. Keep the leg raised, and then just bend and extend. Keep your foot flexed, just warming up the knee joints. These joints work so hard. All right, and then bring the knee back down. We're going to extend the leg out, externally rotate your hip, so turn your toes out, and then pull the knee up and over. Extend back, externally rotate the hip, up and over. 3 more times. Go slow and do it with awareness. Last time. All right. Yay, all right. Coming onto the hands and knees, I love getting into the spine. So make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips, and we're going to incorporate the ankles as we move into this. All right, so let's start with tops of the feet where your shoelaces would be flat on the floor, nice long spine reaching out through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, round your back. Push the floor away from you. Press the tops of the feet into the mat as you draw the belly up towards the spine and the chin to the chest. Inhale, lower the belly. Untuck your chin and pull the toes up and under. Good. Continue to push the floor away from you so you don't sink into your shoulders. And then exhale, round the back. Slide the toes back. Tops of the feet come to the mat. Draw the belly up, chin to the chest. Push the floor away. Inhale and lengthen the belly. Draw the toes under. Exhale back. Tops of the feet to the floor. Chin tucks tight to the chest. Belly draws up. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, extend the belly. Exhale, round the back. Stretch the back. Tops of the feet to the floor. Good. Inhale. Lift the chin, lift your tailbone, and draw the toes under. Great. From here, press down into the ball of the feet. Send your hips back to your heels and just lift your knees off the ground so that your shins are parallel to the mat. Good. From here, extend and reach out from your shoulders and then lift your bum high into the sky. Good. From here, just let your heels lower slowly, one at a time. Pedaling out the feet, being gentle with all the joints. Trying not to push back into your hips or overextend your knees. Good, and then lift up really high onto the balls of the feet. Look forward at the space between your hands and really anchor the base of your thumb to the mat. Push the floor away from you as you extend out from your shoulders. Then draw the gaze back to the space between the feet and let the heels melt towards the floor. Keep that gentle bend in your knees and take 2 breaths. Downward facing dog is a great full spinal extension. You can even draw the chin to the chest, looking up towards your belly button to bring that stretch into the cervical part of the spine. Relax the throat and neck. Look up at the space between your hands and let the feet walk all the way up behind your wrists. From here, take a hold of opposite elbows. Just gently swing your torso side to side. Good, and then shake your head no.
No pain, no anxiety, no fear. Good, and then shake your head. Yes, yes, I'm strong. Yes, I'm healthy. Yes, I'm happy all day long. Good. From here, go ahead and tuck your thumbs into your hip crease. Draw the elbows and shoulders back, and then gently bend your knees and start to look forward. Come up to a flat back, and then press into your feet as you stand all the way up. Release your hands at the top, reach up, look up, and then exhale back to your heart. Good. From here, just start to sway side to side, from one hip to the other, as we honor our Vata. Vata hates to be still. It sure needs it, but it doesn't like it very much. Good. Swaying a little bit more. Really feeling the movement into your hips. This is just another way for us to keep warming up the hips. Good. All right, now let your arms come down to your sides and start to swing from your torso. Don't swing from your arms. And let the movement of the shoulders start to flap your little arms around. So we'll do this first without a lot of control, just using the strength of our spin to fling the arms around. Kind of leaning from one side to the other. And then find your way back to center. Arms come back to your heart. And we're just kind of swaying side to side. And then see if you can sort of sway right into stillness. And let your arms rest at your side. Take 2 deep breaths. Let it out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Great. Open your eyes. Step up with awareness to the top of your mat. And just look down at your feet. These very strong and stable aspects of us that we don't give a lot of attention to. Go ahead and lift up your toes, fan them out, and then see if you can consciously set them down, working from the pinky toe towards the big toe. I know it's for everybody. It's just really me and you here, love. All right. So from here, we're going to move into our sun salutations, our Surya Namaskar. And I was sharing with a student yesterday that the original process of sun salutation is actually to get light therapy. So if you do sun salutation at sunrise, and as the sun hits the horizon and starts to rise, that light moves through the different chakras as we move through all these different postures. So it's a really cool way for us to get solar or light therapy as we shine the light through the different chakra systems. Okay, deep breath in. Exhale your hands together in front of your heart. Soften into your knees. Good, and then inhale, extend the arms out and up. Reach up to look up. And then exhale, hinging at the hips, start to fold forward, reaching out in front of you as you come down with a nice long spine. Let your hands land on either side of the feet. And inhale, just send your right foot back and let your knee come to the floor. Good. With your hands on your fingertips or palms flat, we're just going to stay in this deep lunge for 2 deep breaths. As you inhale, sink down and lift your chest, not your chin. As you exhale, let the hips soften. Inhale, sink into the hips, lift your chest. Good. Take another deep breath in. This time as you exhale, turn your elbows in, squeeze your shoulders together so you kind of put a little bit of pressure on the outside of this leg and lift the back knee. Good. From here, slide your left foot back and shift back into downward dog. Take a full, nice, long breath here. Use your inhalation to draw you forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists. Good. And from here, we're just going to lower the tops of the thighs down. Once the knees touch, start to bend into your elbows and use your triceps as you resist gravity and roll slowly down into a Bhujangasana. Good. Take a deep breath here, all the way back into the kidneys and the low back. And then as you exhale, draw the toes under, press up to your hands and knees, and then back to downward dog. One full breath here. As you inhale, bring the gaze up to the space between the hands, draw the right foot forward, and let your left knee come down. Inhale, forward into the hips. Exhale, stretch across the front of the chest. Take 2 more breaths here. Arms are strong, elbows are turning under. We're really activating the backs of the arms and the triceps. Good. On your next exhalation, we're going to lift the back knee and pull the foot to the front. Empty the breath as you fold over your legs. Good. From here, let your hands come to the back of the heels and just let your hands slide all the way up the back of the legs till you come to the hips. Draw the elbows and shoulders back, and then inhale to come all the way up. Release the arms, reach up, look up. Exhale to your heart. One more time, nice and slow with the breath. Inhale, send the arms out and up. Good. Reach up through your fingertips, gently open across the front of your chest. And then exhale, reach forward all the way down. Nice long spine, hinging at the hips. Good. Hands come to either side of the feet. Inhale, send your left foot back. Knee comes down. So we're right back into this nice deep lunge. And over here is my ascending colon and right into my stomach and liver. So as I'm in this deep lunge, I'm getting a nice, good compression into this side of my internal organs. It's really good for the liver and the gallbladder because it helps to support those bile ducts that can get clogged. So we'll keep the whole digestive system happy. All right, lift that back knee, engage your belly, and step back to downward facing dog. Empty the breath here. As you inhale, let that breath initiate the movement to pull yourself forward into this high plank position. And then exhale, shift and lower the hips, the knees, the thighs. Activate your triceps and roll down into Bhujangasana. Good. Inhale into the low back, into those kidneys. And as you exhale, draw the toes under, press up to your hands and knees, and then all the way back to downward dog. Looking at the space in between your hands, draw your left foot forward, right knee comes down. 2 breaths in this deep lunge. Really feeling the compression now into the descending part of your colon and into the spleen. Spleen, gallbladder, and liver are all accessory organs to digestion. They're actually pretty important. All right, from here, take a deep breath in, lift your heart. Exhale, lift that back knee and draw it to the top as you empty the breath, folding over the legs. Good. Slide the hands up the backs of the legs all the way to the hips. Draw the shoulders back and inhale to come up. Release and reach at the top. Exhale to your heart. All right, moving a little bit faster now. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms out and lift up onto your toes as you come into palm tree pose. Find a moment of stability here. Exhale the heels down, fold forward as you bring the hands to either side of the feet. Again, step back with your right foot. Let this knee come down. This time, bring your left hand to the top of your left knee and bring your elbow down. So we're going to look back over the left shoulder to the right heel, but don't press into your leg. We're not trying to crank the spine around. Just a really gentle twist. This is really opening up the hips more than the spine. We'll take one more steady breath here. Good. Then look forward. Frame this left foot with your hands. Lift the back knee. Strong belly. We're going to step right into plank position. Good. From plank position, lower the knees. Chest and chin coming into Ashtanga Pranipatasana, 8-point pose. And then slide your feet back as you anchor the pubic bone and hip and lift the head, neck, and chest. Good. Elbows are reaching back, hands are right by the low ribs. Take another breath in. Good. From here, draw the toes under, press up to the hands and knees, and back into downward dog. All right, so your hands are your steady base at the top. Bring the feet together, making a triangle. And then inhale this right leg up. Keep the hips squared to the mat. We're not opening up yet. Just take a nice deep breath in here. And then exhale, draw that right foot forward. And set the left knee down. Beautiful. All right, right hand to the top of the right knee, elbow down. Take a deep breath in. Look up and over your right shoulder to the left heel. Take 2 breaths here, feeling the nice stretch now into your left hip. Good. Inhale, look forward. Frame that right foot, lift the back knee, and step to the front of the mat. Empty your breath as you fold over the legs. Good. From here, we're going to reach the arms out to the sides if that feels comfortable for you. Look forward and come all the way up. Reach up at the top. Exhale to your heart. Stay with your breath. Inhale, flip the palms out, lift up onto the toes. Palm tree pose. Exhale, lower the heels down, hinging at the hips, fold forward, nice wide arms. Fingertips land on the floor. Inhale, send your left foot back. Knee comes down. Good. This time, just inhale. Take the arms straight up out of the shoulders. Reach up through your fingertips. Sink down into the hips. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears, but still find length in the arms. Take another breath. Exhale your hands down. Take your hands wide this time and shift your right hip back as you draw the right toes up, coming into runner's stretch or Ardha Hanumanasana. Good. From here, just do a few like little mini push-ups over the right leg so that we warm up the hamstring and the calf muscles. And then just let your torso drape over that right leg. If it feels comfortable, you can bring your forehead towards the shin, but do keep your arms wide so there's nice space for the cervical spine. Great. All right, from here, bring your hands to the inside of your right foot and just step it back. And then from here, walk your hands forward, lowering your heart to the earth. Anahata Asana. Oh, so beautiful. Take a breath here. And then shift yourself forward all the way into Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, flat hands. Draw your heart forward as you anchor into the pubic bone. Good. And then release. Hands right by the low ribs. Bring the legs together. Your choice. You can go up through the hands and knees, or you can lift the knees and thighs away from the floor. Strong arms, strong belly. And press right up into that high push-up position. And then back to downward dog. All right, that was great. Let's hope we can remember it on the other side. Looking forward, step your right foot to the top. We're just going to pass through this deep lunge position for 1 breath. Good. Exhale, lift the back knee off the floor, step to the front of the mat, empty the breath as you gently take a hold of the back of the legs and pull the torso forward or towards the legs. Good. Release. Inhale, soft knees, come all the way up, reach up, look up, and exhale to the heart. Okay. Inhale, send the palms out and up, lift up onto the toes. Good. Exhale all the way down. You've got to do what we did on the other side. So step your right foot back and bring the knee to the floor and take the arms up overhead. Good. Reach up through your fingertips, sink down into the hips. Good. Take another breath. And then exhale the hands to the floor. We're going to shift the right hip back and draw the left toes up. Good. Stretching the backside of our left leg now. You want to press the heel down into the mat and almost drag it back towards you so you activate these tiny little muscles around the pubic bone. And if you need, you can do the little mini push-ups as you find the comfortable spot in your stretch. And then let the torso drape over the left leg and arms nice and wide. 2 deep breaths. All right, hands inside the left leg. Sweep that left foot back and then walk your heart forward all the way down to the earth. You can be on your chin, your cheek, or your forehead, whatever is most comfortable. And then shift forward into Sphinx.
Anchor the pubic bone and hips. Press down into your elbows, lift your heart, and traction into the arms as you pull your heart forward. Good. From here, release. Bring the hands back by the low ribs. Again, your choice. You can push back up through chaturanga, or you can come up through the hands and knees. All the way back to downward dog. Feet together. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep the hips squared to the mat. And then exhale, draw this left foot through. Right knee comes down. We'll pause here for 2 breaths. Keep pressing the feet down into the mat. Steady breath. Lift that back knee and step to the top. Empty your breath here. Good, and then inhale, take the arms out and up as you come all the way back up to standing. Exhale to your heart. And then just stand with your hands at your side for a moment. Close the eyes. Bend into your knees. And just pause. 3 breaths in standing Shavasana. Okay. Come back to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Bring your feet together, hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press the palms together. And then inhale, send the arms out and up. Reach up, look up. This time find a gentle back bend just behind the heart as you pull the arms back slightly. Exhale to hinge forward, coming all the way down. This is so good for your lymphatic system. Inhale, lift the heart halfway up. And then exhale, plant your hands and walk back into downward dog. All right, from here, shift forward, bring the knees down. And we're just going to sway the hips side to side. You can release the tops of the feet down. Good. So we're just going to use this extra warm up, this extra little stretch to prepare us for moving into pigeon pose. All right, so one more time each side. From your hands and knees, draw the toes under and press back to downward dog. All right, from here, open up that left leg. Stretch it up and back behind you and then open into the hips. As you open into your hips, press down through your right hand more than you are your left so that you don't open up your torso and injure your left shoulder. All right, square the hips. And now draw this right knee forward. We're going to set it down right behind the right wrist. And your right foot, your right foot should come behind your left hand. Excuse me. Walk this left leg back, coming onto your right hip. And let's start so that we feel steady here. So pressing down, you almost want to scissor your hips together. So squeezing into your center so that you could, even if you wanted to, lift the arms up, maybe out in front of you, just feeling what feels right. It's a very deep way to be in pigeon pose. Okay, so wherever you are, bring your hands back to the floor, fingertips down. Take 1 breath as you lift into your heart. And then exhale, walk your arms all the way down. And first just come onto your forearms, onto the elbows, and pause for 2 breaths. If it feels right for your body, you can walk the arms a little bit more forward and bring the forehead down. You may even want to try placing it on a block. Just allowing everybody a moment to find their breath, to gently find their way into this posture and not overdoing it. Even if you can rest your forehead on the floor, maybe don't do that today. Just being gentle with yourself. I'll take 2 more breaths here. Our yoga practice is such a great tool for our nervous system because even though we love these postures, they can be stressful. They're painful sometimes depending on how tight our body is. But if we are able to maintain a steady rhythmic breath,
It teaches our body how to better manage stress. Okay, let's inhale, walk back up. We're going to bring the hands on either side of this right knee and then draw the back toes under, lift the back knee, start to lift your hips up and away from the floor as you step back into downward dog. And finding a stable position in down dog. Go ahead and inhale the left leg up and back behind you. Good. Ground down through your left arm and then open your hip to the left, if it feels comfortable. Good. Flip that hip back over. Draw the knee forward as you bring it up behind the left wrist, and then walk that right foot back. So for me, my left knee is a little bit more tender than the right, so sometimes on this side I have to move with a lot more precision. So bringing my fingertips in front of my shin feels most comfortable to lift my heart. I won't lift my arms away from the floor here because it puts too much stress and tension into this knee. So I just know what's right for my body. I don't need to overdo it. I don't need to prove to anybody that I can do it. I just need to be honest and honor my body's needs. From here, go ahead and start to walk yourself forward. I'm going to start on the elbows and just hang out here for 2 breaths. Allowing every part of my body to just get a little bit more comfortable with where we're going. Okay, I'm going to walk a little bit further down, let my forehead rest on this block, and settle in for 3 to 5 nice long breaths. I can remember one of the first yoga classes I ever took. The teacher kept us in pigeon pose for way too long for me. And I remember running out of that class in tears because it had released so much emotion I had no idea was stored in my hips. I literally ran out of a yoga class. Feel free to run out of this class if you just need to let your emotions find moksha. One more breath. And then as you inhale, slowly start to walk yourself back up. Framing this left knee, or maybe having your hands right out in front of the shin. Draw the back toe under, lift the back leg first, and then gently step back into your downward facing dog. All right. 2 really long breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more nice long breath in. Longer breath out. Great. Go ahead and inhale your right leg up and back behind you. And then exhale, step it through. And we're coming into warrior 1 on the right side. Good. All right. So reach forward into that right knee. Really anchor down through the outer edge of this back foot. And then feel the difference. So right now my shoulders are over or slightly behind my hips. And you can probably see the tension and compression this is putting in my low spine. So if I take my arms up overhead, it makes all of that even worse. It compresses the weight into my spine. So the proper position for Virabhadrasana Ekam 1 is to shift your shoulders slightly in front of your hips. And now we feel much stronger. We feel much more stable. Let's take 2 breaths here. All right, now we're going to make a transition. We're going to lower the arms down. Turn your back heel so it's straight up and lean over your right leg just a little bit more. So we're going to move right into Garudasana, eagle pose. So as you step forward, inhale, take the arms up, lift that back leg. We're going to bring the left leg up and over and let the left arm cross over the top of the the right arm. Sitting down into Garudasana. Sorry, I'm messing up the mic here. All right. So really squeeze the hips, knees, and ankles towards each other. Draw your elbows down into your chest as you lift your chest up away from the floor. Sink down a little bit deeper. Take a breath here. With control, unlace that left leg, step it back, set it down. And then inhale, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, unlace your arms, let them come down. And then big sweeping gesture up. Exhale, touch the hands down and lunge. Bring that left knee to the floor. Deep breath in here. Exhale as you step back into downward dog. Take a resting breath. Bring the feet together. Inhale the left leg up. Open up that hip if you want to, or not, it's up to you. And then draw the left leg forward. Virabhadrasana Ekam, left side. Taking the arms up overhead. Again, play with this position. We tend to want to be straight up and down for this posture, but our body needs us to have just a little angling in the hips. Pressing down into both feet, pulling the mat apart underneath you. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale your hands down by your side. Whew. Shift your shoulders forward. Inhale, reach up. Bring the right leg up and over as you sit down into Garudasana on the left side. I had to say all that really fast so I could get it out. Draw the elbows in towards your chest as you lift your chest up and away from the floor, sinking down a little bit deeper. Take a breath here, finding lots of strength in this standing left leg. And then with control, step your right foot back. Inhale, reach the fingertips up and away from the chest. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, big sweeping gesture up. Exhale, touch down lunge. Beautiful. Step back to downward facing dog. Shift forward into this high push-up position. Lower the knees down, big toes together, and come back into child's pose. This time, bring your forearms together, or stack them, and let your forehead rest. This will allow for more heat to release from the body. Let's take 3 more nice, gentle breaths. From here, we're going to just walk up onto, so that we're sitting in Vajrasana. And if this is painful on your knees, just immediately come to sit on your tushy. In fact, we'll do this from our tushy just so you can see the difference. So what we're going to do is, in a comfortable seated posture, I'm just being mindful of the knees here. My left knee is very tender. So I'll show you both ways. So the first way you can do this is from Thunderbolt pose. You take your hips to one side, take your hands behind your back, and then you bring your right elbow down towards the feet and stretch the whole left side of the body. And then you would switch sides, bring that left elbow towards the feet, stretch the right side. Nice wide shoulders. Okay, so that's one way, but I'm not going to do it that way today. I'm going to protect my knee, so I'm just going to come back into a comfortable crisscross applesauce. Hopefully everybody knows that. And then take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, and then bring the left elbow towards the left hip as you roll your head to look up at that right elbow. Good, take 2 breaths. And then inhale, let the head roll to the center. And exhale, roll to the left. Bring the right elbow down. 2 breaths here. And inhale, roll the head to the center. And exhale your hands down. From here, extend your feet out in front of you. And we're going to move through a few hip forward folds and spinal twists. So for Paschimottanasana, just lean into one hip and rotate that flesh of your left leg out and pull your sits bone or the flesh away from your sits bone so you can really ground there. Same thing on both sides. So we're really right on those sits bones and flex the feet. I always start with a block, and as I move through this sequence, I'll eliminate it or get it lower and lower and lower. If you don't have a block, just be very mindful and only go as far as is comfortable for you today, all right? So flexing the feet, I'm going to inhale, reach the arms up overhead, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, starting to hinge forward, and I'm really letting my shoulders guide this, my heart is guiding, not my ego or my grip trying to pull me forward. Good, and this feels about right for this moment. From here, I'm going to bring my hands down, and I don't even think I'm going to really try for the block yet. So I'm just going to take a few breaths here, warming up the back of the legs and warming up into the hips. As I continue to come forward, I'm going to let my elbows go underneath so that they can come down to the mat. And then after a few breaths, it's looking like we can gently bring the forehead to the block. Good. We're going to stay here for a full minute. So settle into a position that's comfortable. And if you need your knees bent so that you can get more contact with the belly and the thighs, that's actually best. That's the best way to do Paschimottanasana. So here's a gentle variation. This is very, very activating for that energy in your spine. So even if you start to feel a little tingling at the base of the spine, we know we're really opening up these channels. All right, go ahead and gently come back up to a seated posture. We're going to bring the right leg in for Janu Sirsasana. So bringing the sole of the left foot to the inner left thigh. Now I'm going to switch my block to the outside and bring it in just a little so it's like right at the middle of my shin. Take your left arm behind you, sit up really tall, almost like you're going to go into a twist, and then inhale your right arm up. From here, we're going to exhale and reach across the body to the outside of the left foot and bring the forehead down onto the block on this side. But still my arms, one is behind me, one is in front of me. Good, helping to keep the chest nice and open. I'm going to take 2 breaths here. And keep activating this left foot, pressing the center of your left hamstring down into the mat. After a few breaths here, as the hamstrings and the calf warm up a little bit, now I'm going to swing my left arm all the way around, push this block over so it falls down on my shin, and cross my wrists over the ankle. Taking 3 breaths here. Great. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, from here, take your hands to either side of the leg. Activate your belly, draw the chin to the chest, and sit up slowly. Great. From here, assist this left knee in coming up, and then just gently step it over the left leg. Right knee up. All right, and now we're going to move into a twist. So now we're going to take the right hand back behind you. Inhale up through the left arm, and then wrap your left arm around the front of the shin as you gently spin and look over your right shoulder. And do that in sections. So work with the hips first, feeling anchored there. Engage your belly as you start to twist into the lumbar part of the spine, then the thoracic spine, and then finally I can turn my head over my shoulder, twisting into the cervical spine. Let's take 3 steady breaths here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Never in through the mouth. Take another steady breath in. And this time as you exhale, slowly unwind, starting with the cervical spine, the thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine. Good. Extend your legs out in front of you. Readjust your sits bones. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. So already finding this is going to allow me to go a little bit more forward. And so now I'm just holding the bottoms of the feet if that's accessible for you. If not, really consider bending your knees a little bit so that you can engage the thighs and the belly. You can just let your forehead rest down between the knees. Again, we'll be here for 1 full minute. Beautiful. So this is a posture where we can tend to check out. Our breath can get very shallow. So just bring your awareness back to center. Reconnect with your breath. Just a few more seconds here. Beautiful. Draw the chin to the chest as you inhale to come up slowly. Good. Draw the left knee in and down. All right, remember this guy's giving me a little bit of pain. So to support, I'm just going to put a cushion under this left knee. Good. Right arm's coming back behind me. Same thing on the right side. Inhale up the left arm. Exhale, hinging at the hips, fold forward, reach out over the outer edge of this right foot and bring your head towards the shin or the knee, maybe onto a block. And take 2 breaths here. And then I'm going to swing the right arm around, gently bring this block onto the shin, and then cross my wrists over my ankle. 3 more breaths. In Janusirsasana. One of my favorite things about this pose, and I'm sorry if you guys have heard me say it a million times, but it's probably good for repetition. There's so much magic in our asana practice because it's really activating all of these different marma points. Whether you think you're doing it or not, you are. And there's 2 marma points specifically in Janusirsasana that bring so much wisdom and intelligence to our digestive system. And that is that we bring our forehead, our seat of intuition, that Ajna chakra or Stapani marma, we bring it towards the shin or to the knee, Janusirsasana. And then with this point, you activate the point in your knee. And you literally open up the channels of communication, of understanding and intelligence between your brain and your gut brain. Yay, Janusirsasana. 2 more breaths here. Inhale to sit up slowly, just walking yourself up. Gently bring this knee up and over. Left hand behind you, right arm wraps around the front of the shin. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, start with your lumbar spine, thoracic spine, and then cervical spine. Taking some long, steady breaths in our Ardha Matsyendrasana, fish pose. Half Lord of the Fishes pose. And the mythology behind this practice is, it's really long, I'll just get to the punchline, but it helps you to see things from a different perspective, which is what creation is all about. That's what we as individual humans are all about, is just offering a different perspective. So if there's something in your life you need a little bit more perspective on, you can hold it in your mind as you practice Janusirsasana, and hopefully you'll have a little bit more clarity. Unwinding, first with the cervical spine,
thoracic spine, lumbar spine. One more time into Paschimottanasana. Adjusting the flesh away from your sits bones. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, reaching towards the feet, bringing the belly onto your thighs and the forehead towards the shins. If it feels comfortable to come all the way down, please do. But the most important of Paschimottanasana is this communication and connection between the belly and the thighs. So always bend into your knees if you feel you're not getting that connection. Good. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more of a restorative posture, stacking my forearms and resting my forehead down for 3 long breaths. Great. From here, go ahead and walk yourself up. Good. We're going to lean back just a little bit and draw the knees up. Good. So we'll start by just moving into this little windshield wiper action. And then we're going to move this into goddess twist or goddess pose twist. Wait, no. It's called Cleopatra. All these new age names. All right. So what we're going to do is start with your legs open nice and wide. And maybe even bring the soles of the feet closer, but not into Baddha Konasana. Great. All right, and then inhale, we're going to reach up and over with the right arm. Bring this knee up and over with us. Set the hand down and then look around towards your left shoulder. Good. Inhale, open the legs up nice and wide. Exhale, take the left arm and left knee over. Look back behind you or all the way around. Wow, we can get like 360-degree view here. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, take the left arm, left knee across. We're going to do that 2 more times each side. All the way back over to the right. Good. Last time, all the way over to the left. Oh yeah, feels good into the spine. And then just come back to center and roll all the way down. And just come to lie on your back with your knees bent, arms at your sides, and just take a few resting breaths. A few digestive breaths. It's not only our food that has to be digested, assimilated, and absorbed, so does our yoga practice. In fact, every activity we do in our whole life needs a period of digestion, absorption, and assimilation. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back up, bringing the feet parallel to each other. We're going to move into a little Setu Bandhasan bridge pose next. So we get a little bit of an inversion, but not too much today. We're being quite gentle with ourselves. All right. Arms are at your sides. Go ahead and bend your elbows, point your fingers up towards the ceiling, and really press back into your triceps. And as you do that, you can feel your chest lift up a little bit. From here, just tuck your shoulders underneath you. Take another breath in. This time, as you exhale, press into the feet and start to let the hips ascend towards the sky. Extend your arms out. If it feels comfortable, interlace them underneath you. Tuck in that bottom pinky, whichever it is for you, the left or the right, and then press down into the palms and lift your hips up further away from the floor. As you do this and you start to shift more into the tops of your shoulders, let your chin roll away from your chest. There's no need to hurt your cervical spine there and try to keep it tight. Just open up. Let the energy flood into the throat, thyroid, Vishuddha chakra here. Take 3 deep breaths. Good. Unlace the fingers, untuck the arms, and slowly set yourself down.
Good. Walk the feet apart just a little bit, knees collapse in towards each other. Rest your hands on your belly anywhere that feels comfortable and take 3 breaths. From here, bring the knees up. Let's place the right ankle on top of the left knee and then bring the left knee in towards the chest. We're going to interlace the hands or thread the hands through to the back of the left hamstring. Flex both feet, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, gently pull the left knee in towards the chest. So the other thing you want to maybe practice here is to take your hands away. You're going to activate your left leg by drawing the knee in towards the chest, and then you're going to resist with your right knee pushing away. So these guys are kind of going like this. The right knee is pushing out, the left knee is trying to pull in. Good, and then relax, come back to the threading aspect and gently use your arms to pull the left knee in towards the chest. So we get some activation and some stretch in this particular way of practicing. Good. Release and switch sides. Left ankle on top of the right knee, and just start with no hands. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Press the left knee away from you. Press and pull, press and pull. Good, relax. Lace the hands behind the back of the right hamstring and gently pull the right knee towards the chest. Two more breaths here. Good, release. Bring your foot back over and the hands to the tops of the knees and just do some big wide circles. Let the knees move away from each other. And then reverse. Circle the knees towards each other. Good, and then bring the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Take a hold of the bottoms of the feet from the inside first and just let your hands grab over the top of the ball of your foot and just shake your legs. Let the knees come down towards the floor and just kind of shake the legs side to side. Yeah. All right, now take the hold of the bottoms of your feet, and as you pull the knees down towards the floor, again, shake your feet, shake your arms, shake your legs, but now actively you're doing this with your arms. Great, and then bring the soles of the feet together, little reclined Vata Konasana. Great. Bring the knees back together. Shins are parallel, arms out to the sides. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently lower the knees to the left. And then look back over your right shoulder, out towards your right hand. We're going to take 3 breaths here, incorporating a little sound. So inhale through the nose and just exhale a sigh 3 times. One more. Anchor into your right shoulder. Look up towards the sky. Bring the knees up through the center. Set the feet down if you need to readjust and align your spine. Knees back up. Deep breath in. Exhale them over to the right. And then gaze out over your left arm towards the left fingertip. Inhale through the nose. Let it out with a sigh. One more breath. Beautiful. Head up first, and the knees up. Place the feet down, realign your spine. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. Take the chin to the chest and forehead into the knees. Hug into a nice tight little ball. And then relax. Set your feet on the floor. Start with your hands over your belly. And just relax. 2 breaths. Keep your hands on your belly, but extend your legs out. See if you can walk the legs open so that the feet are a little bit wider than your hips, and let your toes roll out. Good. From here, take your arms out to the sides. Not straight out into a T, but a little bit wider than your shoulders. Take a moment to settle into this position, into Shavasana. And then with precision, attach your awareness to your breath. Let your awareness travel down the body to the bottom of your left foot. And as you inhale, I want you to draw energy, prana, and breath in through the sole of your left foot, all the way up your left leg into the left side of the body, down into the left arm, and then flooding over into the right side of the body, out into the right arm, down the right side of the body, and out the right foot. Inhale through the left side of the body. Fill up the whole left leg, left torso, left arm. And exhale out into the right side of the body, all the way down and out the bottom of the right foot. Please take 3 more breaths. In through the left foot, out through the right. Filling up the whole body, mind and emotions with breath. You can let the breath go. And now just bring your attention to the space behind the forehead. And just notice any images or colors appearing in the mind's eye. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. Take a moment and notice any sounds near you. Notice the distance between you and that thing making the sound. This is Akash, the ether element. Gently switch your attention now to your sense of touch. And just feel, not necessarily with your hands, but with your whole body. Feel the hairs on the skin gently moving. Feel the clothes laying on top of the body. Maybe you can even feel a gentle breeze. Let that awareness come so tight to the surface of the skin, and see if you can feel a little tingle, a little energy, a little vibration around the hands, around the feet, or maybe even around the heart and face. This is the Vayu, the element of wind. Shift your attention now back to the light shining in through the eyelids. Imagine a big oak tree. See a beautiful lake. See your favorite person. This is Agni, the element of fire. Switch your attention now into the mouth. Notice if there's any particular craving for sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, or astringent. Feel the tongue, feel the cheeks and the saliva in your mouth. And be grateful for your ability to taste. This is the element of water, apas. And finally, switch your attention now to your sense of smell. And just notice if you can smell the grass or the breeze, or maybe you lit an incense before class. What do you smell? This is the earth element, Prithvi. From the breath, from the sense of smell, shift your attention easily back onto the breath. Take a few breaths to allow more and more prana to come into the body, deepening the breath. And starting to gently move the fingers and the toes, the ankles and the wrists, the elbows, the knees, and even wiggling your nose. Good, and then reach the arms up overhead, stretch your shoulders, stretch your hips from fingertips to toe tips. Good, bend the knees. And gently roll to the left side. We'll keep the right side active as we're still moving into our day. And then gently make your way back up to a seated posture. Or stay there if you need to rest longer. All right, so just a little bit here, we're over time, and if you need to go, I totally understand. But just wrapping up with a little bit of pranayama. So we'll do Anuloma Viloma. And again, because we're coming to you from Hawaii, we're going to do the Shaka instead of Vishnu Mudra. So you can drop all 3 middle fingers. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out completely. Close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left. Feed your right brain. Close your left nostril with your pinky, open the right, and exhale. Inhale through the right. Feed your left brain. Close with the thumb, open the left side, and exhale. We're going to do this 3 more times. Inhale through the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. That's 1. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. That's 2. Last one. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. That's 3. Wah, ah, 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 ah. Beautiful. Okay, one last thing here. Because we started with the hips, we'll end with the hips. So we're going to take yoga mudra now. So if you can, we're going to stack the shins right over each other. The knees and ankles are almost aligned. And then we're going to take the hands behind the back. And what I do is, with my left foot on top, I grab my right arm with my left hand. So the foot that is on top is the foot that's not grasping, if that makes sense. So we're doing opposite side. All right, so from here, inhale, sit up nice and tall. Your free hand is doing chin mudra, the OK symbol. And then as you exhale, draw the chin to the chest and bring the forehead towards the floor. So not only is this a great posture for helping to keep the hips open, but it also seals in all of the benefits of our practice today. Take another breath here. And then start to come out of this by first drawing the chin to your chest and then sitting up nice and slow. Like make this the slowest thing you do all day. Good, and once the spine is up, we can pull the chin away from the chest. And we're going to switch sides. So now take the left leg over the right. Take a hold of your left wrist with the right hand. Make the OK symbol with your left hand. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold forward. Draw the chin towards the chest as you bring your forehead towards the floor. It may or may not touch. Good, 3 nice breaths here. Draw the chin to the chest. Inhale slowly, coming all the way back up. Good, release the chin away from the chest. Bring your hands back in front of your heart. I'll end our time and space together by sharing the sound Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti means peace, and we always say one for us because we are worth peace. And then we say one for our family and community. And the last Shanti is for the whole universe. Inviting a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining us, you beautiful goddess and your goddess friends. And all you beautiful people who didn't make it live, you're beautiful anyways. And I love you, and I hope to see you in class soon. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.